Ready to uncover the hidden lessons in this touching story? Let's begin your English journey through emotions and meaning. Welcome back to LMJ English, the place where English becomes part of your story, not just your studies. If you're ready to grow your English skills through storytelling, real emotion, and everyday connection, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new story that could change the way you learn English forever. Start with listening, the first step to confidence. When I first started learning English, I felt like I was staring at a locked door with no key. I could see others speaking fluently, laughing easily and understanding effortlessly, but I was on the outside, unsure of how to begin. My mouth stayed closed, but my ears were open. I listened, not because I was confident, but because I had nothing else. And as it turned out, that was enough. Listening became my secret passage into the world of English, and with every sound I heard, I was stepping closer to unlocking that door. At the beginning, I didn't understand anything. I would watch English cartoons with wide eyes and a confused heart. I listened to songs on the radio, wondering what the lyrics meant. I'd hear people talk in movies and feel like they were speaking lightning, fast, bright, and gone before I could catch it. But I kept listening. I told myself, just one more day, maybe today I'll understand a little more. And I did, very slowly but surely. One day, I recognized a single word. The next, I could follow a phrase. Then one afternoon I found myself smiling, not because I read the subtitles, but because I genuinely understood a joke in English. That joy, that spark of understanding was unforgettable. Listening every day became my superpower. It turned my fear into familiarity. It didn't matter whether I listened to a cartoon, a podcast, or a bedtime story. It didn't even matter if I understood everything. The magic wasn't in knowing every word. It was in hearing them over and over until they became friends instead of strangers. I would fall asleep listening to English songs. I would walk to school with one earbud, then playing English podcasts. My mind started picking up rhythms, accents, and tones without even trying. I wasn't memorizing, I was absorbing. You see, listening is how every child in the world learns their first language. No one hands them a grammar book or makes them repeat verb tenses. They just listen, they watch. They hear the rise and fall of voices, the pauses between thoughts, the laughter after a joke. Over time, their brain begins to connect sounds to meaning. You can do the same with English, no matter how old you are or where you're starting from. Your ears are still your greatest teachers. So how can you make listening work for you? Start with something you enjoy. If you like music, find English songs with simple lyrics. Listen to them while reading the lyrics, then try singing along. If you enjoy stories, find English audiobooks or children's tales with calm narration. Listen while relaxing or commuting. Watch English shows or movies with subtitles, and then try watching them again without subtitles to test yourself. Repetition is your best friend. Don't worry if it feels too fast at first. Your brain is smarter than you think. It's always learning in the background. The most important thing is to make listening a daily habit. Even 10 minutes a day can make a difference. You're not just training your ears, you're training your brain to think in English. You're creating a new environment where the language becomes a natural sound around you, like birds chirping or leaves rustling. Before you know it, you'll find yourself repeating phrases, mimicking accents, and even dreaming in English. So, begin today. Don't wait until you know enough to start listening, because listening is where knowing begins. Let English become the music of your day. Let it fill your room, your phone, your thoughts. One word at a time, one sound at a time. That locked door? It's already starting to open. Practice daily. Progress grows through consistency. There's a quiet kind of power in showing up for something every single day. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it is life-changing. When I began learning English, I thought progress would come in big moments, like suddenly being able to hold a conversation or write a perfect paragraph. But those moments didn't come all at once. They arrived slowly, silently, through something far more humble, daily practice. Every day I carved out a small piece of time for English. Sometimes it was 10 minutes, other days 30. I didn't always feel inspired or confident. There were mornings when I stared at my journal with no idea what to write. There were nights when I stumbled through speaking exercises, mispronouncing almost everything. But I did it anyway. I kept going, because I realized that every single time I practiced, I was planting a seed. And the beautiful thing about seeds is they don't grow overnight. But if you water them daily, something magical begins to happen. I wrote even when I had nothing to say. I read even when I didn't understand half the words. I spoke aloud, to myself in the kitchen, in the mirror, even on my way to school. It felt silly at times, but that silliness was the sound of progress. My confidence didn't come from perfection. It came from repetition, from building a habit, from knowing that I was getting just a little bit better than yesterday. There's something powerful about knowing that mistakes are not only allowed, they're essential. Every error I made was like a tiny flashlight, showing me exactly where I needed to focus. I spelled beautiful wrong at least 10 times before I got it right. I forgot the difference between there and there again and again. But every correction helped me grow. Every stumble was part of the dance. Practice doesn't mean studying for hours or mastering every rule. It means committing to the journey. It means picking up an English book instead of scrolling your phone. It means writing a few sentences even when your grammar isn't perfect. It means choosing to speak even when your voice is shaking with doubt. It's not about being perfect today, it's about showing up again and again until one day you wake up and realize you're doing it. You're reading, you're writing, you're communicating in English. The truth is, the learners who succeed are not always the smartest or the fastest. They are the ones who keep showing up day after day with quiet determination. Learning English is like building a bridge across a river. Each day of practice is another stone laid down. Some days the stone is small, other days it's big and strong, but every stone counts. And before you know it, the other side isn't far anymore. So, don't wait for the perfect moment. Create your own momentum. Practice daily. Speak your thoughts out loud, even if no one is listening. Read something meaningful, even if it's short. Write with heart, even if the grammar isn't perfect. Keep watering that seed. Your English will bloom, not in one grand leap, but in 1,000 small steps that you took one after the other, simply because you believed you could. Reading tips. Open your mind through stories and words. I still remember the first English book I held in my hands. It wasn't big or fancy. In fact, it was a simple children's book with big, bold letters and soft, colorful illustrations. But to me, it felt like holding a key to another universe. As I flipped through the pages, I wasn't just reading, I was exploring. Each word was a stepping stone. and each sentence was a doorway into a world I had never seen before. I didn't understand everything, but I understood enough. Enough to be curious, enough to feel wonder. That's where my love for reading in English began, with wonder, not with rules. Reading is more than just recognizing words on a page. It is an act of imagination, of connection, and of quiet transformation. When you read in English, you don't just learn grammar. You experience how the language breathes. You see how words come together to express emotions, build characters, and describe entire worlds. You begin to notice the rhythm of sentences, the voice of the writer, the emotion behind every dialogue. You begin to feel English, not just study. It starts simple. Don't pressure yourself with thick novels or technical texts. Begin with stories that are meant to be enjoyed, not decoded. Children's books are excellent because they use basic language paired with powerful stories. Comics and graphic novels can bring language to life with visuals and humor. Short stories can offer rich meaning in just a few pages. Choose something that excites your curiosity, because when you care about the story, you'll want to keep reading even when it's hard. And here's a powerful trick: read out loud. It might feel strange at first, but reading aloud is like giving English a voice through you. When you read aloud, you're not only practicing pronunciation and speaking fluency, you're also training your brain to connect the visual form of a word to its sound. Your tongue becomes familiar with the shape of English. Your ears begin to trust the sound of your own voice in another language. Over time, this habit can transform silent reading into confident speaking. You'll come across words you don't know, and that's perfect. Don't panic. Try to guess their meaning from the sentence. Look at the words around them. Is the character happy or sad? Is something happening fast or slowly? Context is your best friend in reading. If you're still unsure, write the word down. Look it up later. Use it in your journal or in a sentence you create. Make that new word a part of your life. Another powerful habit is to reread. Yes, reread. Read the same story again and again. The first time you read it, you understand the basics. The second time, you catch details. The third time, you start to notice structure, rhythm, and emotion. Rereading helps build confidence. It reminds you, I know this, I understand this. That feeling of familiarity is incredibly motivating. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself slowly. As you grow more confident, move on to newspapers, blog posts, or even short novels. Explore different types of writing: funny, dramatic, poetic, factual. Each one will give you a new window into the English language and the culture behind it. And don't forget to celebrate your victories: finishing your first English story, understanding your first joke, crying over your first English poem. These moments matter. They are proof that you are becoming not just a reader of English, but a feeler of it. Reading is not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about being curious, being brave, and being willing to step into someone else's world, using their words. So find a quiet corner, a warm drink, and a story that stirs your heart. Let English speak to you through characters, colors, and imagination. And when you close that book, you'll realize something beautiful. Your mind is a little more open, your vocabulary a little richer, and your confidence a little stronger. Writing skills. Find your voice. One sentence at a time. I didn't always enjoy writing in English. In the beginning, it felt like standing in front of a blank wall, holding a paintbrush with shaky hands. I didn't know what to say or how to say it. Every sentence took forever. I worried about grammar, about spelling, about sounding silly. But then, something simple changed everything. I started writing anyway, just a few lines a day. Sometimes about my dreams, Sometimes about my family, sometimes about how I was feeling. I stopped writing to impress, and I started writing to express. That's when writing became powerful. Writing in English is one of the best ways to organize your thoughts and make the language truly your own. When you write, you slow down. You think. You choose your words carefully. You become the storyteller. And through this process, your vocabulary grows, your grammar improves, and most importantly, your confidence blooms. You don't need to write a novel. Start small. Keep a journal. Write one paragraph each day. It could be about your day, something you saw, a memory, or even a question you've been thinking about. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Perfection is not the goal. Expression is. Every word you write is a brick in the house of your English fluency. One thing that helped me tremendously was keeping a mistake book. Whenever I got something wrong, an awkward sentence, a misspelled word, I would write it down along with the correct version. Over time, those little pages became a roadmap of my progress. I didn't see mistakes as failures anymore. I saw them as lessons. I started celebrating them. After all, each mistake was a teacher in disguise. Another powerful tool is storytelling. Try writing short stories, real or imaginary. Maybe write about a childhood memory, a dream you had, or a made-up adventure. Let your imagination lead the way. When you write stories, you use language in a natural, emotional way. You connect events, build characters, and make choices with words. This not only improves your writing, it deepens your emotional connection to English. Want to get better even faster? Share your writing. Post it on a blog, share it with a friend, or ask someone to read it and give feedback. Don't be afraid of correction. It means someone cares about your growth. You'll learn much more from being shown how to improve than from staying silent and safe. If you ever feel stuck, make a writing plan. For example, if you want to write about your favorite food, jot down simple questions. What is it? Why do I like it? When do I eat it? These guiding questions help you stay focused and give structure to your thoughts. Soon you'll go from writing sentences to building paragraphs, and eventually full stories. Writing is where your inner voice comes alive in English. It's quiet but strong, gentle but powerful. It tells the world, this is who I am. And I am learning, and I am growing. So grab a notebook, open a blank page, and write not because you have to, but because you can, because your voice matters. One sentence at a time, you're becoming the author of your English journey. Speaking confidently, break the silence, build your voice. There was a time when the very idea of speaking English out loud made my heart race. I would rehearse simple phrases in my head over and over again. How are you? Can I help? You? Where is the bus stop? But when the moment came to say them, my mouth froze. The words stuck like glue. I was so afraid of saying something wrong that I said nothing at all. I thought silence would protect me from embarrassment. But over time, I learned a beautiful truth. Silence may feel safe, but it won't help you grow. Speaking, imperfect, messy, honest speaking, is where the magic begins. Confidence doesn't appear all at once. It's built in layers, like a house made of bricks. And do you know what the first brick is? Courage. The courage to open your mouth even when your voice shakes. The courage to make a mistake and keep going. The courage to speak not because you're perfect, but because you're learning. Start small. Begin by talking to yourself. It may sound silly, but it's powerful. Describe what you're doing as you cook or clean. Say your thoughts out loud when you walk down the street. Look in the mirror and pretend you're speaking to a friend. When you make English part of your daily thinking, it stops being a school subject and starts becoming your second skin. This is how you train your brain to stop translating and start communicating. Another life-changing technique is shadowing. Imagine you're an actor. Watch an English video or listen to a podcast. Pause after each sentence and repeat what you hear. Try to match the tone, emotion, and speed. You don't just learn words this way. You learn how to say them. You learn the music of English, the rise and fall of questions, the excitement in exclamations, the softness of a quiet sentence. Shadowing teaches your voice to dance with the language, not fight it. If you feel nervous around others, remember, you're not alone. Every English learner has felt that fear. The secret is not to fight the nervousness, but to walk through it. Speak anyway. Use the words you have. They don't need to be fancy. They need to be real. Instead of saying, "I would like to express my appreciation for this opportunity," just say, "Thank you." Instead of, "I am terribly sorry for the inconvenience," say, "I'm sorry." Simple is powerful, and it's much easier to say with confidence. Find people to speak with if you can. Friends, classmates, online language partners, even strangers who are willing to help. But if you can't, speak to yourself. Record your voice. Ask yourself questions. Then answer them. How was my day? What did I learn today? What do I want to do tomorrow? These questions may seem basic, but they are the seeds of fluency. Water them daily. And here's something important. Make peace with your mistakes. They're not signs of failure. They're signs of effort. Each mistake is proof that you're trying, that you're stretching your limits, that you're learning something new. Do babies cry when they mispronounce a word? No. They keep talking. Be like them. Speak boldly. Mistakes will come, and that's how you'll know you're growing. Speaking English confidently is not about sounding like a native speaker. It's about having the courage to use your voice exactly as it is, and trusting that it will get stronger with time. Your voice is your instrument. Tune it with practice. Strengthen it with patience. Celebrate every sentence you speak, even the broken ones, because every time you speak, you are telling the world, "I am not afraid to grow." So take a deep breath. Look up, speak out. Let your voice rise, fall, echo, and grow. Don't wait until you feel fluent to speak. Speak your way into fluency. One word, one smile, one brave moment at a time. Speak English with fluency and joy. Let the language flow from within. Fluency. For many learners, it feels like a distant dream, like reaching the top of a mountain that disappears into the clouds. People imagine that fluency means speaking fast, with perfect grammar and an impressive vocabulary. But real fluency isn't about speaking perfectly. It's about speaking naturally. It's about expressing yourself with ease, with confidence, and yes, with joy. True fluency begins when you stop thinking about every single word and start thinking about what you want to say. It's when your focus shifts from "how do I say this?" to "let me tell you this story." Fluency doesn't come in a single moment. It builds quietly through daily habits, honest effort, and fearless expression. It's not a destination. It's a journey, one made of countless small conversations, silly mistakes, and beautiful breakthroughs. I remember a simple day when I was walking home from work, thinking about what to eat for dinner. For some reason, I began to describe my dinner plans out loud in English. "I'll make rice, maybe with some vegetables I think we still have, carrots and spinach." Then I paused, realizing I was thinking in English without effort. My words weren't polished, but they were flowing. That's when I understood something important. Fluency doesn't arrive in silence. It arrives in motion. To grow fluent, you must speak. Speak out loud. Speak daily. Speak even when no one is listening. Talk to yourself about your plans. Describe what you see around you. React to something funny you saw online. Imagine conversations. Say your thoughts out loud while folding laundry. It might feel awkward at first, but over time, it becomes second nature. Your brain will start reaching for English words without needing translation, and don't worry about speed. Fluency isn't about how fast you speak. It's about how clearly and comfortably you can express your thoughts. Think of your speech as water from a gentle stream. It doesn't need to rush, it needs to flow. Want to boost fluency faster? Practice expanding your thoughts. Don't stop at "I'm tired." Say, "I'm tired because I didn't sleep well last night. I stayed up reading and now my eyes feel heavy." The more details you add, the more flexible your English becomes. You train your brain to build longer sentences, to tell richer stories, to sound more like yourself, even in a new language. And yes, record your voice. Choose a topic, speak for 1 minute and listen back. You might notice some awkward pauses, some words you forget, but that's okay. Celebrate what you could say. Then try again. With each recording, you build awareness, confidence, and fluency. 1. Of the greatest tools in your fluency journey is shadowing. Find a video with a speaker you admire, an actor, a teacher, a storyteller. Listen, pause, and repeat after them. Match their pronunciation, their energy, their rhythm. Shadowing helps your speaking feel less like studying and more like performing. It's fun, musical, and incredibly effective. And please don't hide behind the fear of mistakes. The most fluent people you know, they've made thousands of mistakes. But they kept talking. They laughed through the errors. They didn't let the fear of getting it wrong stop them from getting it out. Every mistake is a stepping stone, and every step brings you closer to the version of yourself who speaks freely and fearlessly in English. So speak with heart, with humor, with honesty. Speak English not just to be understood, but to share who you are. Speak about your childhood, your favorite food, your dreams, your memories. Let English become more than a language. It can be your second skin, your second. Voice fluency is not in the grammar books. It's not in perfection. It's in the joy of expression, in the courage to speak up, in the laughter that comes when you finally make someone smile in another language. That joy, that's the spark that keeps your English alive. Building vocabulary. Learn words that stick and speak. There is something deeply satisfying about learning a new word in English, something almost magical. It's like discovering a missing piece of a puzzle. Suddenly you can describe a feeling, explain an idea, or name something that was previously just a blank space in your mind. I remember the first time I learned the word hope. I had felt it before, that quiet wish for something better, but I didn't have the English word for it. When I found it, it was as if the language was giving me a gift, a way to turn emotion into expression. That's the true power of vocabulary. It's not just about knowing more words. It's about finding words that help you speak your life out loud. Vocabulary is the foundation of communication. Without words, you can't ask, answer, describe, or connect. But building vocabulary isn't about cramming hundreds of words into your brain all at once. It's about choosing a few, letting them settle into your heart, and using them until they feel natural. You don't need to memorize an entire dictionary. You just need to build a relationship with the words you choose, like planting seeds and watching them grow over time. Begin with words that feel close to your life. Are you a student? Start with school vocabulary. Do you love food? Learn words for taste, ingredients, and cooking. Are you interested in emotions, travel, or sports? Learn the words that live in those worlds. When you choose vocabulary that connects with your real experiences, you'll be more motivated to remember and use it. These words won't feel like study material. They'll feel like your voice in English. Create your own vocabulary notebook. Not just a list, but a treasure map. Write down new words, their meanings, and a sentence you create yourself. Even better, draw a picture or write a short story using that word. For example, if you learn the word excited, write, "I am excited because I will visit my best friend this weekend." Now you're not just learning, you're living the word. Another powerful strategy is learning in categories. Group your words. Make a page for emotions. Happy, sad, nervous, calm. Make a page for the weather. Sunny, rainy, windy, stormy. This helps your brain connect words together like a web, so when you remember one word, others follow naturally. And don't forget to say the words. Speak them aloud. Whisper them to yourself. Spell them in the air with your finger. Use them in conversations, even if your sentence is simple. For example, if you just learned the word beautiful, you can say, "The sky is beautiful today," or "My sister has a beautiful smile." These small sentences are powerful practice. Use apps, games, and flashcards to review vocabulary in fun ways. Many apps let you play, match, and test yourself with just a few minutes each day. You can also create your own flashcards. Put the he word on one side and the definition or a picture on the other. Review them during your commute, before bed, or while waiting in line. It's also helpful to learn synonyms and antonyms. If you learn the word fast, also learn quick and speedy, and the opposite, slow. This not only expands your vocabulary, but also makes your language richer and more expressive. You'll begin to speak with more color and variety. Of course, you won't remember everything the first time. That's normal. Vocabulary learning is like growing a garden. Some words bloom quickly, others take time. But with consistent care, reviewing, using, hearing them in context, they will stay. Be patient with yourself. Forgetting is part of the process. What matters is that you come back to the word and give it another chance to take root. And here's a beautiful way to make vocabulary unforgettable. Connect it with emotion. If a word makes you laugh, cry, or smile, it will stay with you forever. If you hear a word in a song that reminds you of someone you love, that word becomes personal. That's how vocabulary moves from your notebook into your soul. So don't be afraid of unfamiliar words. Chase them with curiosity. Collect them like treasures. Speak them like spells. Write them like poems. Every word you learn is one step closer to expressing yourself freely, clearly, and powerfully in English. Improving listening skills. Hear the language, feel the meaning. I used to feel lost when listening to English. It was like standing in the middle of a busy street in a foreign city. Voices rushed past me, fast, colorful, full of emotion, but I couldn't catch a single word. I would listen to a sentence and feel as if I had missed everything. It was frustrating. Sometimes I thought, maybe I'll never understand spoken English. But deep inside I wanted to prove myself wrong. So I made a quiet promise. I would listen a little every day, not perfectly, but patiently. That decision changed everything. Listening is not just about hearing sounds. It's about tuning your mind to a new rhythm, training your ears to recognize patterns, and learning to feel the meaning behind the words, even when you don't catch every single one. When you listen often, your brain begins to recognize sentence structures. Your vocabulary grows naturally, and your pronunciation improves without effort. It's like learning a song. You don't memorize each note, but over time, you can sing. Start with something you enjoy. Choose short English videos with subtitles, songs with lyrics, or stories with gentle narration. Begin with slow content if needed. Many YouTube channels offer videos for English learners. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Focus on the feeling, the tone, the emotions. What are they talking about? How does it make you feel? Language is not just logical, it's emotional. One of the best listening techniques is repetition. Listen to the same audio several times. The first time, just enjoy it. The second time, try to catch more details. The third time, focus on pronunciation. By the fourth time, you'll be amazed at how much more you understand. Familiarity builds confidence, and confidence opens your ears even wider. Use subtitles wisely. Watch once with subtitles, then try watching again without them. This helps you test your understanding and improve your focus. Read along if you need support, but don't rely on them forever. Your goal is to train your ears to catch meaning, not just your eyes to read it. Shadowing is another powerful tool. As you listen, pause and repeat each sentence out loud, just like the speaker. Try to match their speed, rhythm, and emotion. This trains your brain to hear and speak at the same time. It's like learning to dance by copying every move. Soon you'll not only understand English, you'll start feeling it like music flowing through your body. Expand your listening horizons. Listen to different accents: British, American, Australian, Canadian. At first they may sound confusing, but over time your ears will adapt. You'll begin to understand English no matter who is speaking it. That's true listening fluency. Being able to follow conversations in any voice. Create a listening routine. Maybe you listen to a podcast while you walk, or play an English video while cooking, or fall asleep to soft-spoken English stories. Make listening a part of your daily rhythm, like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. The more your brain hears English, the more natural it becomes. It's okay to feel frustrated sometimes. You'll have days when nothing makes sense, but don't give up. Those are the moments when your brain is working the hardest, building new connections, stretching its limits, growing in silence. And then one day you'll be listening to a conversation, a song or a story, and you'll realize, I understand this. I really understand. Listening is the heartbeat of language. So put on your headphones, open your heart, and let English flow in. Don't just hear the words, feel them. That's where true learning begins. Use technology. Make English learning smart, fun, and personal. There was a time when learning a language meant heavy textbooks, quiet libraries, and long hours of writing in notebooks. But today, you hold a powerful language teacher right in the palm of your hand, your smartphone. Technology has transformed the way we learn, and if you know how to use it wisely, it can become your daily English coach, your speaking partner, your vocabulary trainer, and even your confidence booster. All it takes is a little curiosity and the willingness to press play. Apps are like little language classrooms you can carry with you anywhere, whether you're commuting, waiting, in line, walking in the park, or relaxing at home. You can turn a few minutes into meaningful practice. Vocabulary apps help you learn new words through flashcards, games, and quizzes. Listening apps let you hear native speakers in conversations, songs, and storytelling. Speaking apps challenge you to say words, record your voice, and even talk with others in real time. But here's the secret. The best technology isn't just about practice, it's about progress. Many apps allow you to track your journey. You can see how many words you've learned, how often you practice, and how your skills are growing over time. That kind of feedback is incredibly motivating. It shows you that even small efforts, repeated daily, are building something strong and lasting. One of the most powerful things you can do with technology is record your own voice. At first it might feel uncomfortable, maybe even embarrassing. You might hear your accent or notice your pauses, but that's exactly why it's valuable. When you record yourself, you see yourself, you hear the gaps, you discover your strengths. And the best part, you get to hear your improvement week after week. That's not just learning. That's proof that you're growing. Use voice memos to talk about your day. Create a voice diary. Challenge yourself to speak for 1 minute without stopping. Then listen and smile, not because it's perfect, but because it's yours. Every voice recording is a brave step forward. Explore platforms like YouTube, where thousands of free English learning channels are available for all levels. Watch lessons, vlogs, interviews, and even comedy sketches. Use subtitles at first, then try turning them off. Follow creators who make learning feel exciting, who teach with energy, who inspire you to keep going. Don't forget language exchange, apps and communities. These tools connect you with real people around the world who want to practice English, or who speak it fluently and want to help. Imagine chatting with someone in Canada, the UK, or Australia, and realizing you're holding a real conversation. That's the magic of global connection. That's technology turning strangers into teachers and learners into friends. Technology can also help build a habit. Use calendar reminders, set app goals, turn on daily notifications that gently say, "Time for English." Let your phone become a supportive friend, one that cheers you on with every word you learn and every sentence you speak. The tools are already here. You don't need a classroom to succeed. You need a device, a dream, and the drive to keep showing up. Whether it's 10 minutes of vocabulary practice or a full hour of shadowing and recording, what matters is that you use what's available. Turn your phone into a language gym. Turn your apps into stepping stones toward fluency. So plug in your earphones, open your favorite learning app, hit record, speak, listen, repeat, learn. Let technology light the way and enjoy the journey. One tap at a time. Stay patient and positive. Mistakes are steps, not stops. When you first begin learning English, there's a special excitement. Everything feels new. Every word you learn feels like a small treasure. Every sentence you understand feels like a tiny victory. But soon, the road begins to twist. You might hit a moment when you forget simple words, or when grammar becomes confusing, or when someone speaks too fast and you don't understand a thing. It's in these moments that frustration starts to creep in. You begin to wonder, why is this so hard? Or, am I just not good at languages? But the truth is, these hard moments are part of the journey, not the end of it. Learning a language is like learning how to ride a bicycle. At first you fall, then you fall again. Your knees are scratched, your balance is shaky, but you don't quit because deep down you know that if you keep trying, one day you'll ride smoothly, with the wind in your hair and joy in your heart. That's exactly how English works. You won't be perfect from the start. You're not supposed to be. What matters is that you keep going, with patience in your heart and belief in your voice. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are signs that you are doing something brave. Each time you make a mistake, your brain learns a little more. It remembers what didn't work and gets stronger. Your memory becomes sharper. Your courage becomes thicker. Mistakes are how you learn to walk in a new language, even if you trip along the way. But to keep going, you must be patient with yourself. And I mean deeply, kindly patient, not the kind where you wait 1 week and feel disappointed. I'm talking about the kind of patience that says, I may not see the result today, but I trust that my effort is building something important. Language learning is slow magic. You don't always see the growth in the moment, but one day you'll surprise yourself. You'll understand a whole conversation without translating. You'll write a page without looking up words. And you'll smile because you'll realize this is what my patience created. To help yourself stay motivated, set small personal goals. Not the kind that make you feel pressure, but the kind that light a spark in your heart. For example, this week I will learn 5 new words and use them in sentences. Or, today I will listen to an English podcast for 10 minutes. These goals are your stepping stones. They are the path you walk stone by stone toward fluency. And don't forget to celebrate. Every little step forward is worth honoring. Did you order coffee in English? Amazing. Did you speak for 1 full minute without stopping? That's growth. Did you finally understand that one tricky grammar point? You're making progress. Keep a success journal and write down every victory, no matter how small. On the hard days, read it. Let it remind you of how far you've come. Surround yourself with positive energy. Follow teachers and learners who encourage you, not discourage you. Watch videos that make you smile while you learn. Find friends or online communities who lift you up when your confidence feels low. Your environment matters. It shapes the way you think about your journey. And when the voice of doubt whispers things like, "I'm too slow" or "I'll never be fluent," speak back to it, gently but firmly. Say, "I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and I'm proud of how far I've come." Because that's the truth. This journey is not about speed. It's about strength, not about being perfect, but about being persistent. One missed word does not erase 100 learned ones. One bad day does not erase your progress. The real fluency isn't just in speaking English. It's in speaking kindly to yourself when the road gets tough. So stay patient. Stay positive. Take breaks when you need to. Rest but don't give up. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Every small effort, every new word, every brave mistake is part of your beautiful path to English. Keep walking it, with hope in your heart and pride in every step. Every skill is connected. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing support each other. Imagine learning English as building a beautiful, tall tower. Each skill you practice, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, is one strong pillar holding up that tower. If one pillar is weak or missing, the whole structure wobbles. But when all 4 pillars grow together, your English stands tall, balanced, and unstoppable. These skills are not separate roads. They are 4 rivers flowing into one great ocean of fluency. And when you practice them together, something powerful happens. You don't just improve, you transform. So often, learners believe they must master one skill before moving on to another. "I'll focus only on speaking," some say. "Reading is easy for me, so I'll stay there." But language is not meant to be learned in pieces. It's meant to be lived as a whole. Listening teaches your ears how English sounds. Speaking trains your mouth to move with confidence. Reading feeds your mind with new ideas and vocabulary. Writing helps you shape your thoughts clearly and precisely. These are not separate tools. They are different forms of one shared gift, expression. When you read regularly, your vocabulary grows like a tree in spring. Suddenly, you have more words to use when you speak. When you listen to natural English through songs, podcasts, or real conversations, you pick up pronunciation, tone, and rhythm without even realizing it. That makes your speaking more natural, and even your writing more fluent. When you write about what you've heard or read, you strengthen your memory, your grammar, and your creativity. One skill helps the next. They form a circle of learning that feeds itself. Think of how children learn language. They listen first, then they repeat. Soon they begin speaking, reading signs, drawing letters, and finally writing stories. They don't separate skills. They let them overlap, grow together, and support each other. You can do the same no matter your age or level. Try this. Start your day with listening. Maybe it's a short video or a podcast on a topic you enjoy. As you listen, repeat phrases out loud, speaking as you go. Later, find a short article or a page from a book, reading it slowly, underlining new words. Then open a notebook and write about what you learned or how the topic made you feel. Just like that, you've used all 4 skills in one connected, meaningful way. You don't need hours. You just need intention. Even 20 minutes a day can bring powerful results if you use all 4 skills. Balance is the key. If you focus too much on only one, the others may fall behind. But when you include each skill, even in small amounts, your fluency becomes full, vibrant, and alive. And when you feel stuck in one skill, another can lift you. If speaking feels difficult today, try reading instead. If writing feels boring, try listening to something fun. Let the skills support one another. Let them hold you up, like a team working together to build the best version of your English self. The truth is, no skill lives alone. They talk to each other. They help each other grow. They help you grow. So treat them all with care. Give each of them time. Let them work together to build something beautiful inside you. Because in the end, English is not just about words or grammar or exams. It's about connection. It's about sharing your ideas, your emotions, your dreams with the world. And every time you listen, speak, read, or write, you are taking one more step toward becoming not just an English learner, but an English communicator, fluent, confident, and fully alive. If this story touched you, helped you, or inspired you, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to LMJ English. Your support helps us create more meaningful, powerful, and life-changing English stories for learners everywhere. Below are 20 key vocabulary words or phrases that were used repeatedly throughout the full story, along with clear explanations. In English to help with learning and understanding. Fluency, the ability to speak or write a language smoothly and without too much hesitation. Fluency doesn't mean perfection, but comfort and flow in communication. Confidence, the feeling of trust in yourself and your abilities. In language learning, confidence helps you speak, write, and try without fear of mistakes. Mistake, something that is not correct, but still valuable. Mistakes in learning are not bad. They're part of the learning process and help you improve. Practice, doing something again and again to get better at it. Consistent practice makes your skills stronger over time. Vocabulary, all. The words that you know and use. Building a rich vocabulary helps you express ideas clearly and creatively. Listening, the skill of hearing and understanding spoken English. It helps you learn pronunciation, rhythm, and natural sentence structure. Speaking, using your voice to express thoughts in English. Speaking helps connect your knowledge with real-world communication. Reading, looking at and understanding written English. Reading introduces you to grammar, structure, and new ideas. Writing, expressing your thoughts using written words. Writing helps you organize language and see your progress on paper. Shadowing, a technique where you repeat what you hear immediately. It helps improve pronunciation, fluency, and listening skills. Patience, The ability to stay calm and continue working even when progress feels slow. Patience is essential for long-term learning success. Progress. The small steps. Forward you make as you learn. Even slow improvement is real and worth celebrating. Pronunciation. The way a word is spoken. Good pronunciation helps people understand you more easily. Sentence. A group of words that express a complete thought. Learning to form sentences helps with speaking and writing clearly. Goal. Something you aim to achieve. Setting. Small goals gives you focus and motivation during your learning journey. Motivation. The reason you want to keep learning. Motivation gives you energy to study, even on hard days. Routine. A regular schedule or habit. A good English learning routine includes listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Encouragement. Positive support that helps you believe in yourself. Encouragement can come from others or from your own progress. Feedback. Helpful. Comments about your work. Feedback from teachers, apps, or friends helps you know what to improve. Expression. The act of sharing thoughts or emotions. Learning English helps you express who you are and how you feel.